am born and raised here in Dallas Fort Worth, and in 2018 I moved my family from Frisco up to Prosper, and it was a different lay of the land back then. If I was moving to Prosper today, there's some areas that I would really be having a look at, just like a lot of you are. And in today's video, it's going to be different than anything you've ever seen before. There's lots of videos about Prosper, the best neighborhoods in Prosper, Windsong Ranch, and this and that and the other. But in this video, I wanted to take you on a map tour of Prosper. A lot of people are a little confused about how good of a location Prosper is. A lot of questions about its proximity to some of the major things in DFW, attractions, airports, downtown Dallas, and what have you. In this video, we're gonna dive into some of Prosper's more important things that you're going to want to know. So we're going to look at the shopping and dining areas and options within Prosper, and some that are outside Prosper that help make our everyday lives more convenient. And also going to dive into some of the most prominent and popular neighborhoods that I would be looking into if I were you, if I were moving my family into Prosper here in 2025. So without further ado, I want to take you into this map tour of Prosper. So one thing on a lot of people's mind is how good of a location is Prosper. You know, we hear it's kind of far away, Tommy, is a lot of what I hear, and I just want to tell you it's not all that far from the essentials. As far as DFW is concerned, I mean, downtown Dallas is directly south of Prosper. All right, so easiest way we can get there is through this major thoroughfare, the Dallas North Tollway. And it's this guy, drops us right into downtown Dallas. Now, you know, we're talking Prosper being between 35 and 40 miles north of downtown Dallas. So 45 minutes, 50 minutes in traffic, never more than an hour, very rarely, if any, to get to downtown Dallas. Same thing with our airports. It's not all that bad at all. I mean, here's DFW Airport right here. And as you can see, this highway here is 121. You know, that's a 30 to a 40-minute drive. Here's Love Field right down here. You know, it's easy to get to the tollway, and then it's a straight shot north on the tollway. Now, when we talk about how long the Dallas North Tollway is, I mean, honestly, from downtown Dallas, it goes through Dallas proper, okay? It goes through Addison. It goes through Plano. And I know that Plano, for those of you that don't live here, you see Plano, this is downtown Plano, all right? But Plano actually extends very much like that, all right? So it goes actually west of the tollway, and then it comes up like this and kind of cuts out around Allen, and yeah, that's more of what Plano looks like. But the tollway goes through Plano, it goes through Frisco, all up here, and it actually goes all the way through Prosper and through Salina right now. It's being widened, lengthened, I should say, to kind of give people up in Salina and Gunner some tollway access. But when we really have a look at Prosper, got to understand we're talking about 25 square miles, kind of very rectangular. You know, have a look here. I mean, you can see the rectangular shape to it, and most of it lies within Collin County. This is that representative of Collin County right here. Well, to the west of Collin County is Denton County. All right, so there is a bit of Prosper that is in Denton County as well. So your neighborhoods like Windsong Ranch, uh, Mosaic, these are Artesia, parts of, it's kind of funny, parts of the villages of Legacy, they're in Denton County. The rest of it's in Collin County. And you can see it's kind of represented here when we look at Prosper ISD representation. Some of it's in Frisco. Some of Prosper ISD is in McKinney. Same thing with Salina. So uh, that's kind of what gives you all of these different property tax rates. There's a total of 7 different ones. So it does matter what neighborhood that you move into, and we'll kind of cover some of that here in a little bit. But uh, it can be a little bit confusing if you're moving in from out of town and you're really trying to get a grasp on the school district. But I'll just lay it out for you a little bit differently right here. This map shows you uh, exactly where the Prosper ISD lines are by comparison to the town of Prosper lines. If we had to pull up the exact town of Prosper lines, it would very much be um, almost like a straight rectangle, kind of bordered by FM 1385 over here to the west. You'd have 380 to the south. Oh boy, that's a bad line. And all the way over to Custer, up from 380 on Custer, uh, and you'd go over to Frontier Parkway, and Frontier Parkway, for the most part, and I say for the most part because it's not a fine science over there, separates Prosper from Salina. So again, you have very much a kind of rectangular shape. I mean, geez, you put some circles down here, it looks a little bit like a minivan. Uh, that's kind of what it looks like for the most part. Now, when we talk about the location even more, you got to understand that we're not talking about Prosper being on an island up here. I mean, when we look at this, we see that the green means you could imagine lots of grass and undeveloped land or what have you. But um, there's roads that connect Prosper to deep parts of Dallas. I mean, for instance, when we look at up here in Prosper, you might see Preston Road. It's also called 289. The further north you get, but Preston Road is this major thoroughfare right here. This thing goes all the way down into Dallas and is actually Oaklawn Avenue. Like, it goes all the way down in and kind of curves around down there. It's Oaklawn. For a lot of my original Dallas peeps, Um, for those of you that are moving here, if you wouldn't, especially if you've moved up into the suburbs, you may not know Oaklawn. That's a very popular Dallas neighborhood. Custer goes all the way down into Plano. Okay, Coit all the way down into Dallas. Okay, the tollway goes all the way down. FM 423, which goes up into Windsong Ranch, goes through Little Elm, Frisco, the Colony, down into Carrollton, and is the same as Josie Lane down into Carrollton. So we've got these north-south roads that really, I mean, we're not on an island at all up here. So I'm going to kind of take those off uh, and show you a little bit about what makes the location okay to live this far north. And for the most part, I think you would agree, it's got to be the shopping and dining. I mean, we have our own shopping and dining district. Right here, it's called the Gates of Prosper. All right. Now, when you are coming into Prosper from Frisco, is where you are greeted by the gates. All right. So, if I were to say, drop us right here, we're talking about a whole lot of shopping and dining, everything from, let's see, if I turned right here, there's a Texas Roadhouse, there's an Olive Garden. Um, I kind of moved us to the other side of of Preston Road here, but we've got pretty much everything from your Kohl's to Ross and Target and Sephora, whatever that's for, um, uh, PetSmart, and a lot of other different restaurants. One of our favorite restaurants, Gloria's, is up here, and it's all really well done. It's very, very much a classy and clean shopping and dining area. So we don't really have to go too many places. Uh, you got a Dick's Sporting Goods over here, and I've taken lots of drone footage and of the gates of Prosper. There's the Glorias right there. One of our favorite restaurants over there, and they've got like a outdoor place where the kids can play outside of the restaurant. And I know I'm missing some pretty big. Pretty big places like Old Navy and Nordstrom Rack is coming to the gates of Prosper as well. But zoom over here. This is kind of what I'm talking about, guys. Lamato and Shakerton's, Fish City Grill, the Target, the Hobby Lobby. I mean, it's got a lot of stuff over here. So, um, definitely a big plus as you enter Prosper from the south. That is just on Preston, though. There's different entrances if you were to come in from Coit and Custer as well. Same thing over on the west side of Prosper and Frisco. You've got your shopping centers around Hollyhock and Winsong Ranch, all sorts of shopping down here. Uh, let's kind of go over here, the entrance into Winsong Ranch, where you've got, your Home Depot and just a boatload of stores over there, and Chick-fil-A's and all sorts of stuff. And if you've heard anything about Highway 380, yes, it's kind of infamous or famous, if you will, for all of its traffic. It's in the middle of being widened. It'll be done in 2026. That there is Cook Children's Hospital. So unfortunately, we've had to make some trips there with the kids. Look, the kids stay busy. I don't know what to say, but it is, how convenient is that to know that you've got a giant, I mean, this is a massive, massive building and campus. You've got a full-on Cook Children's Hospital inside Prosper, so we're not driving anywhere far to take care of our kids. And that's just that. We're not talking about the other facilities as well, where we take our kids to. So let's stay on topic a little bit with the shopping. I really think it's beneficial for you to see kind of everywhere that we have it. As we scoot down Highway 380, as we scoot down Highway 380, zoom in a little bit more. We actually got all along 380 is actually pretty beneficial to have it. I mean, there's another hospital right here. We've got a lot of shopping over here that I just pointed out to you. I mean, geez, just built a new HEB in Frisco right here. And now keep in mind, this line, this is Highway 380. This is the divider. So if you see me go down here under 380, that's Frisco. North of Frisco, north of 380 is Prosper. So if you were looking in neighborhoods and you said, I only want to be a couple minutes, like let's just say you're moving in from a place where you could walk to your grocery store, your market, or whatever. We don't have that. Everyone's going to need their cars. But I will say there's a few places, like this is Winsong Ranch, this community right here. I can't tell you the number of golf carts, and there's no golf course nearby, that I see uh, riding their golf carts into Home Depot right here, or Kroger right here, or Chick-fil-A, McDonald's, Panera, one of those areas. So um, yeah, really important to know that we've got some major shopping in South Prosper. Now, once you actually get into uh, the central part of Prosper, you'll want to know that along Preston Road, you got a lot more. All right, there's a Kroger up here. Come on, I'm going to need you to work this time. There's a Kroger up here on Prosper Trail and Preston Road. And not only that, but a lot of other stuff is too. Salsa Mexican restaurant. You may call it Tex-Mex. I guess they call it Tex-Mex. Really good, really good. And you got a gym over here, Anytime Fitness, and it's a pretty big shopping center. As a matter of fact, you'll have to check out my #1 exclusive gated community of Prosper, Texas. That video, in which I talk about the Montclair um, being Deion Sanders' old house. It, the land that his home is on is actually behind here. You maybe even be able to see it. Like his house is actually, his old house is actually back here. All this land was wide open. Um, 10 years ago. None of this shopping center was built. They built all this afterward, 10, 15, it was about 10 years ago that they built all this. So all this is actually pretty new. Um, so yeah, more shopping right here. Prosper Trail and Preston Road. Now, something that's really exciting, Frontier Parkway. This is in Prosper. You got the new HEB. If you guys aren't from here, HEB is like an old cult classic movie. Like they moved into DFW from Central and South Texas, and this is a grocery store that honestly some people just they swear by, and I fought it for a while, but honestly now I get it. I get it. HEB's right here on the tollway and Frontier Parkway. Really, I'm not going to talk about grocery stores anymore. You just got to see it. It's really cool. Is it Texas sized? Yes. Is it? There's other pretty cool things about HEB as well. But go ahead and look it up. I highly recommend that you do that. Not to say that there's not any other shopping, but those are some of the major shopping centers that we do have. Let's not act like we're out here and we have to go into Frisco for everything. Do we? Absolutely, because the location of Prosper affords us the ability to come into the PGA. I mean, look at this, guys. PGA is literally right, right here. This is the PGA district. This area right here. This is right across 380 from Prosper. And geez, this is where I live, right here. I mean, so guys, Windsong Ranch, hello. We got any golf aficionados? Easy, easy access to get into the PGA. Where is Fields West going to be? Fields West is going to be right over here. Here's the new Legacy, kind of curves around, and all of Fields West. And we're talking another 20-year development, shopping, dining. Where's Universal? Right here. Still think Prosper's in Oklahoma, guys? There's not a lot separating us from a lot of jobs. A lot of job creation is going to be right here. All right. You got kids that play at FC Dallas? I do. Here's FC Dallas. Okay. How far do you think that drive is? That is a 12 to 15-minute drive, depending on traffic. 12 to 15 minutes to get from up here to FC Dallas, and that's just not taken into account. That's FC Dallas. We've got other places like the Star. Okay, Star's right there. Legacy West down here. Shops at Legacy. Zoom in a little bit more. Um, in the Grandscape District, guys, and we're ignoring this big beautiful thing that we've got right here. We're 20 minutes to Lake Louisville. There's some good catfish out there, some crappie out there. And there's a couple of venues out there on Lake Louisville that you would really enjoy as well. Is it our most decorated lake? No, that would actually. If you really want some, restaurants on the lake, you got to come out. You got to come out here to Lake Ray Hubbard. But guys, that's the location of Prosper. It's actually really, really convenient. I'm not mad at having to drive 15 minutes into town. We don't have a ton of hustle and bustle out here. We're only 44 to 45,000 residents right now, and that is when we look at Frisco, who's got more than 250,000 residents. For us to just have 44,000 residents up here right now, yeah, a little bit slower, and we appreciate that. The town of Prosper never wants to be the city of Frisco. That's why they keep it as such, town of Prosper. Now, here's the thing, guys. This is a big reason that you guys want to get in touch with me. I live here. I'm raising my kids here, and I'm a parent ambassador and realtor. So I know a lot about Prosper ISD. If you got any questions, my phone number is right here at the bottom of the screen. Uh, it'll be really important for you to know which neighborhood you're going in and kind of know the planned schools that are going up there. This way you can save yourself the trouble of moving your kids from school to school, if at all possible. I'm not even saying it's going to be possible here in Prosper ISD, but having someone who's boots on the ground, who understands the lay of the land, the neighborhoods, and the school district is going to be really important to you because again, you saw what the property tax rates look like. We're talking seven different ones here in Prosper ISD. So in addition to that, if you like DFW style content, vlogs and tours and stuff like that, educational videos about DFW, hit the like button for this video and YouTube's going to send you more. If you like this content, definitely subscribe, hit that bell so you're notified every time that I upload another video. And I think you're really going to want to do that. And hopefully you guys are sticking around because you're not going to believe some of the neighborhoods that I'm going to end up showing you towards the end of the video. We're going through some of the more popular neighborhoods right now. We kind of talked about Windsong Ranch right here. What the neighborhood that I think is the best location, it's going to be the Villages of Legacy. I mean, we're talking about a neighborhood that's literally right across from the PGA. It's in South Prosper, and we're talking newer construction. It's all right here, zoned to Stuber Elementary, Rushing Middle School, and Richland High School. Now, this is an area that I absolutely love. They've got their pools, their parks, their playgrounds, their fishing pond. You got pre-owned homes in here by Perry Homes, Pacesetter Homes. But look at this giant park in the middle of the neighborhood. The homes themselves, a lot of you, hopefully you understand this. For 95% of the neighborhoods that are master plan communities, I could put you in the middle of the street, tell you to look around, close your eyes, and I'd pick you up and put you in a different neighborhood, drop you in the middle of the street. It's going to look just the same. Why is that? It's because most of the DFW suburbs were built by the same 20 to 25 home builders. So a lot of the homes look like this. A whole lot of the homes look like this. This is actually what makes it so easy to move into the far North Dallas suburbs or a lot of the other newer construction suburbs and find a home. You think any of these houses have major issues when we talk about trying to get your inspection report back, making an offer on a pre-owned home? No. I mean, on average, homes in Prosper were built in the year 2019. So have a look here. All right. As I pointed out, pools, parks, playgrounds, fishing ponds. That's most of Prosper. So again, this is the Villages Legacy. Excellent location. I say the Villages because you've got the greens and then the hills of Legacy. You got the lakes of Legacy. You still actually got some new construction in there with Grand Homes and Shattuck Homes getting ready to close out right here. I mean, this we're talking still brand new construction. Grand Homes, Shattuck Homes. I mean, they're closing out this neighborhood, but you could see these amenities from Highway 380. I mean, this amenities package here in this community, really, really special. Big pool, big lawn. They've got lakes out here. They've actually got some pretty good sized bass in there. Have a look here. If this is something that you like, I want you to pick up the phone and give me a call because I can get you a home. It's a buyer's market right now. There's lots of homes on the market, guys. Nationwide, we're in 21 consecutive months of increasing inventory. 21 months. So there's lots of homes on the market, and what that means is lots of opportunities for you. Again, when we look in South Prosper, when we look in South Prosper and we moved to the other side of the tollway to really like central Prosper, got to tell you, I'm a big fan. Lakes of Lacima and Willow Ridge. This community right here. Lakes of Lacima is just class, but it's that early 2000s class as well. So we're talking a well-developed neighborhood, lots of mature trees, unlike what you're going to get in a lot of places. And for instance, Windsong Ranch and Villages Legacy, like I just showed you. Man, when I think of Prosper, it's not quite this. We'll get to that, but this is a good depiction of Prosper. Beautiful, big homes on good sized lots, lots of space between the homes, well manicured street, lots of pride here in these folks that are sending their kids down to Walnut Grove. I mean, look at this, guys. Sheer class. Now, Lakes of Lacima, they got their own lakes. Here we go. Let's scroll in here. Yeah, so they've got their parks, lots of green space, lots of green space right here in the middle of the neighborhood, the community pool right down here, and yeah, that pond's got some bass in it too. So Lakes of Lacima and Willow Ridge. This is a little community as well that's got a lot of class. I'm a big fan. Newer homes, lots of trees. Look at this foliage, guys. Almost nothing. It's almost all you can see. But this is right here in the middle of the neighborhood. Now, homes in these neighborhoods, they're going to start in the $600,000 range and they're going to go up. All right. So if we moved over here on Zillow right now, let me zoom out a little bit. Let me remove that boundary and move over here. So because it's a buyer's market, got a couple homes here under $600,000 in Lakes of Lacima, which is wild. You're going to have some, I would assume late 2000s, early 2010s here. Not the most square footage, but 2,800 square feet is not small. If I took away the maximum price, you would see we got homes that go over $1 million here. Okay, lots of 700 to $1 million. We've even got some homes on the market that are 1.3, 1.2, 1.3 right now. Homes are beautiful. So this is a part of Prosper, but can I show you something? Guys, this is actually not what made Prosper. It's a part of it. Lakes of Lyceum is kind of a staple. Um, but what made Prosper is actually going to be your communities that have homes on half an acre, a full acre. Okay. Um, there's lots of communities like your Lakes of Lacima, so reach out to me if you want to be inside that subdivision with all the pools, the parks, playgrounds, fishing ponds, and all that stuff. But I got to take you over to the east side of Prosper. So we're going to talk about these neighborhoods that are between Coit and Custer because this big rectangle right here, it's going to have some of your homes that sit on that half acre to an acre. Okay, we're talking between 380 and Frontier Park. You've got the divider right here in Prosper Trail. You've got First Street or Old Fish Trap Road that goes all the way through. But you've got some really special neighborhoods over here and a style of home that is, you know, is pretty staggering to see. So we'll take you inside and kind of show you what I'm talking about. Now, you can't get this in Frisco, not unless you're inside. You can't get it in bulk in Frisco, but we're talking about homes on 1 to 2 acres. All right. Now, a lot of these homes are beautiful, beautiful estates here. All right. Lots of space between the homes here. Okay. Uh, they're equestrian friendly as well. So you actually have horse trails inside the neighborhood. We're here in Whispering Farms. This is a pretty popular neighborhood for a couple. You know what? I'll keep their name out of the video, but a one QB1 for the local football team. Um, he calls this place home. All right, and another one, uh, Dude Perfect member, also calls this neighborhood home. But have a look here, guys. You kind of understand what I'm saying here. So Prosper has levels to it, and I think it's pretty special that um, it's got a little something for everyone, and I love that about Prosper. You know, if you're really looking for a home on an acre, yeah, you can have that. Plenty of space. To kind of show you over here. Where's that dang? Yeah. You see? Oh, did I give it away? Can I spin that around? Can you guys read upside down? All right. I didn't say his name though. Um, yeah, but Prosper has levels to it. All right. This is just one. Oh, believe it or not, this is not a gated community. If you want a little fun fact, Prosper has 10 gated communities. If you want to see a video on my favorite gated communities of Prosper, maybe I'll leave the link right up here for you to check that out. Um, yeah, all this is not gated, nor does it need to be, but we've got that as well. All right. Um, yeah. So that was Whispering Farms. I mean, guys, this is a really special side of Prosper. We've got beautiful, beautiful neighborhoods, well manicured. They're all HOAs. Everything up here is an HOA, unless you're in Central Prosper, unless you live on one of the major roads. You know, like right on Frontier or right on Prosper Trail. Kind of like some older um, outside of a neighborhood unincorporated land. That's what I was trying to say. If you live on unincorporated land, it's still Prosper, but not exactly inside a subdivision. So, yeah, on acreage. Here's what I was trying to say. I, any of you guys know baseball? Huh? All right. Well, if you if you drive here, you'll see that this is a pretty special home as well. You would know I don't feel like name dropping. I'll be honest with you guys, but I will say that we're outside of this house right here, and just down the road from that home. Yeah, there's a former baseball player that raised his family here. Yeah, Prosper's got it. That's plenty of acreage and a lot of square footage in that home as well. Uh, all right, guys, let's talk about some some more important like master plan communities that fall within Prosper IASD. And as we do that, we're going to keep in East Prosper and go west. Um, so you should know that I mentioned Gentle Creek Golf Club. Um, the Gentle Creek community is it's got several different elements to it. Here we go, right here. It is on the northeast corner of Coit and Prosper Trail. So all of this, let's get you off of here. All of this is Gentle Creek. And it goes up to Frontier. You know, you got the entryway into Gentle Creek. Oh, they actually allowed this car inside Gentle Creek. It's not gated off or anything, but here's Gentle Creek. All right. So for all you golf aficionados, um, or even some of you that are looking to move to Prosper, it's really our only golf course that's up here. But keep in mind, we are not far from several other golf courses nearby. That's just Prosper's right here in Gentle Creek. However, I should point out to you that we've got several others. Of course, here's the PGA right here in Frisco. Here's the PGA. All right. We've got Frisco Trails a little bit further down into Frisco. Here's Frisco Trails. All right, we've got the trails, golf course down here. All right, we've got West Ridge, which is going to be over here. And then up in Legacy Hills, there's a couple others, but Legacy Hills is going to be up here in Salina. So there's a whole different golf course north of us as well. Um, but yeah, that is Gentle Creek, this little pocket right here, and they've got homes that start well under a million and they go well over a million. Gladly show you a little bit. Looks like we're already on that side. Man, I feel like I have to put in. Goodness gracious, there's so many homes available. Let me show you. Let me stop it at 800. Maybe that'll make it a little easier to see. Okay, so there's Frontier. So, for instance, here we are. There's a gated element to the Gentle Creek community as well. All right, you're going to have a lot of homes that were built in the early 2000s to somewhat late 2000s. All right. Now, this is actually, we could stomach looking at this little map because I omitted the homes that are over 800,000. But if we put no more, no less than 800,000, here we go. All right, so you've got a few others. So you've got some beautiful $2 million properties. I would imagine that there's an elevated days on market a little bit higher as well, but really a beautiful neighborhood to drive through. Something that I know a lot of you would enjoy. Let me just put you right here where you can kind of see how spaced apart these homes are. Like, And again, this is part of the thing that makes Prosper so special. Zoom out, bro. Is the fact that you're able to get a good amount of space for yourself, uh, and everything is still nearby. Great example here, in this part of Gentle Creek. It's actually not the gated neighborhood in Gentle Creek either. All right. Now, we already kind of talked about Whispering Farms. Okay, the Whispering Farms neighborhood is just south of Gentle Creek. Now, I got to tell you guys, I do a lot of bass fishing, and we actually have our own. We have our own lake. I can see they're not gonna. We have our own lake, town lake, and it's goodness, it's I want to say it's a 30-acre lake, and it is awesome. This guy right here, you got north access to it through Whispering Farms. Look at all this. It's so bassy, and they've got these little channels where a lot of the bass like to come up and spawn, and you can walk this shoreline all the way back here. I usually get cut off right here on this shoreline, and I just fish right into this little pocket right here. And there's usually a couple logs or something you can fish around. It's a little marshy. Uh, the kayakers will come up and they'll go all the way back here. Even my son and I on our little boat have come all the way back here. And there was a 5 pounder that broke him off. He couldn't land it, which is kind of funny because look at this, very close to the Faith football field. Um, but yeah, all this is my favorite thing, maybe my favorite thing about living in Prosper is to have this bit of nature right in the middle. So much green space. There's a dock here. I can't even say it's a private dock, but this is also a kayak launch. This is being accessed from the south entrance. This neighborhood is called Greens Point. Really pretty homes in Greens Point as well. I would say they start in the 700s and go up to a little over 1 million here in Greens Point. But if I pull you right down here, I can show you the entrance into our lake. I'm surprised my truck isn't out here. Usually I park right here, and there's a lake down there. There it is. Yeah, 27 acres. You can kind of see right there. It is so serene. There's actually a little table over here. You can almost see the table where uh, it's just cool to go out there, read a book or whatever. My family and I did Bible study out there one morning. Love, love, love. And here's Greens Point. So obviously, these folks have no homes behind them, right? Oh, good. They're showing what it looks like in different times of the day or the year. Lots of brick homes. So, but just a really, really cool part of Prosper. Make no mistake about it. That's all built up. That was just old imaging. Um, Very old imaging. So, yep, so that's Greens Point. Would love to show you guys Christie Farms. Now, this east side of Prosper is, again, I feel like it's what made Prosper feel so much bigger. Like than Frisco, like the lots that you get. Really special. Christie Farms, their homes on an acre plus lots, and it's a gated community. You can find this community on one of my videos where I talk about the my favorite gated communities in Prosper, and yeah, we had a couple builders, Dave R. Williams, build their custom homes in here. I mean, and these homes are, I mean, just have a look, okay? Like really, really awesome homes. It's all built out. So, um, and there's a little bit of terrain in here as well. You know, there's hills that go up and down, and yeah, this is actually one of my favorite homes here in this community. And just look at the space between the homes. So, Christie Farms is really special as well. It is a community that does have an HOA, but your home is your amenity center. All right, so there's no pools or parks or playgrounds or anything like that. You're just not going to get that in communities like this here in Prosper. Uh, the only community that is going to give you 1 acre lots and give you community amenities as well. That's going to be Mustang Lakes, and that is the one, you know, I just pointed that out to you before. It's outside of the Prosper city limits. It's got the Salina addresses. Here you go, inside that one part of I can't remember all the neighborhood names, but that one part of Mustang Lakes, 1 acre lots with the community amenities. I'm convinced that they have it better than almost anybody in Prosper ISD because it's just your kids get community, but you also get a lot of space at your house. You get community. They're the community events. They have more than 100 community events a year. Um, at neighborhoods like Mustang Lakes where they have their lifestyle director. So here we are along the east side. There's other communities that I would love to show you guys, but we're not going to go through all 40 plus communities in Prosper. So let's talk a little bit more about some of the other master plan communities that I think that I would be looking at if I was in your shoes. I've already named a lot of them. Let's continue. Let's continue there. So right outside of the gates of Prosper. So we're talking maybe one of the best locations. All right, there's a community going up called Starview, and I should just let you know if you are in North Texas and you are seeing a community or a development and it has the word star in it, there's a good chance that it was tied to Jerry Jones. His construction arm is called Blue Star Development, and they are building a community right here called Starview. They've built other communities, Starwood, Star Trail, Saddle Star. There's communities all throughout the North Dallas suburbs and maybe elsewhere, but mainly in the North Dallas suburbs that that have that allure. Now, this community is going to start in the eight to $900,000 range. I'm going to say they'll start in the 900s. They're not going to have community amenities, but they're going to have 64-foot wide lots out there, 74-foot wide lots. So there's going to be lots of space. You're going to be centrally located right on Preston Road, easy access to, let me turn this around, all of the shopping. That's a horrible picture of the shopping. Yeah, let me jump over here because there's the Starbucks right there. Um, all the shopping and just, you know, all the dining. All right, all that is right there. You're going to get excellent schools. It's going to feed into Rucker Elementary. We have a friend that's a counselor there. What's up? Um, Reynolds Middle School and Prosper High School. So easy access to all the stuff. You need a UPS store. You need you want Mexican food, coffee, whatever. Um, Sephora. Why do I keep saying Sephora? I really don't know what Sephora is. Someone leave me a comment in the comment section, or maybe I'll ask one of the ladies in my house what the heck Sephora is for. Is that makeup or what? So yeah, what's cool is Starview is going to be right here around all this stuff, and they actually just finished building another restaurant right here. I'm not a fan, but Outback Steakhouse, okay. I'm surprised that we got one of those, but it is what it is. We have a variety of we have a variety of restaurants here in the Gates of Prosper. Yeah, here's more shots of it. Your Ross Dress for Less and Chili's. That's actually good Chili's. Um, Chick-fil-A. Yeah. So it's right outside the gates of Prosper. All right, so let's talk about the original part of Prosper because there's a lot to really understand about Prosper, and that is the fact that while the average home was built in 2019, some people may want a historic home, and that might be something that interests a lot of you. So when you get down Coleman Street, this is when you start to feel like you're in small town Texas. So the fact that we still have our small town feel is is really cool. I mean, there's open lots down there that still haven't been built on. There's homes built from the 60s, um, and they get access to all the same stuff that the rest of us do with the schools, and it's very centrally located down here. Um, I I really enjoy Coleman Street in the fact that um, for years the original Prosper High School would have their parade that started down here, and this is the homecoming parade I'm speaking of, and it would go down Coleman, and it would go all the way up towards into Prosper High School, which it would go, here's the parade route, and they'd go into Prosper High School, and then they'd have their big, you know, pep rally here for homecoming. Now they're all up and down Coleman Street. It was a total like party, like because all the kids on their floats and anybody who wanted to be somebody um, here in Prosper really gets to enjoy that being a part of that homecoming parade. So really cool there. 1416 is actually a really good coffee shop down here in Prosper, and they are actually in the old post office, um, and so we're thankful that we got a place like 1416 Coffee. Um, 1418. Lord have mercy. I've been saying 1416. There's too many addresses in my head. You get a beautiful home under contract with that with those digits. 1418 Coffee. But yes, other cool things that are down in Prosper, downtown Prosper, are these little shops. All right, now we've got the Prosper EDC down here. We've got Town Hall. The famous Prosper, Texas mural is up here on side of the Cotton Gin Cafe. I think it's Joyful Noise. It's gonna bug me now. Whoa! Look at this. This picture. This image was taken. Whoa! Such a long time ago. Let's go down one. That was almost uh, where you could not recognize it. That just shows you the age of these buildings and how they've been utilized. All right, so you turn down here is actually where the Frisco, I'm sorry, not Frisco, Prosper EDC houses themselves, economic development, and there is Town Hall. And sometimes you'll see some events down here at Town Hall, and it's really cool. This big uh, tower clock up here. It lights up different colors at night. It's got some LEDs, and you can always see the silos from most anywhere in Prosper. Uh, it's I like the downtown area. They're doing a lot to build it up. They're actually just building some apartments. If you guys are looking to for rentals, like for instance, here's the silos. Oh, good. You can see the apartments. Let's see if, yeah. So if you guys wanted to be in Prosper and you just needed some time to think about where you're going to purchase, or if you're having a home built, if you want to be in the Prosper high school zone, as if you have kids and you got to rent, you're building a house or whatever, this is perfect. Not everywhere in Prosper has apartments. There's actually, I would say less than 10 apartment complexes in all of Prosper. Now, here's the thing about Prosper that you'll see all up and down the Dallas North Tollway. Let me zoom out so you can see. All up and down the Dallas North Tollway is a lot of open land, just a lot. Okay, so I want to show you kind of like the roads. Um, yeah, all up and down the Dallas North Tollway is just a lot of open space. Um, Same thing here. I mean, there's open space everywhere along the tollway, just hundreds and hundreds of acres. So, um, if if you are in development, you have these ideas, you have ideas that you want to bring to Prosper, Texas, or a place like Prosper, Texas, you've got my contact information. Let me know because we stay in contact with the development company and the EDC, and we look at placements for developments. And as you can see, I mean, there's just so much opportunity here. When we pull out and we have a look, look at all the open parcels. I mean, now we're talking about getting up in Salina, but geez, just look at all the open parcels of land here in Prosper. Now, it'll be really important. I went ahead and plugged in some of the major the major labels here, so you can see the four high schools, the future high school that's going to go over here, and the other future high school that's gonna go over here in West Prosper. But I wanted to really kind of zero in on where Prosper does its Saturdays and where we do our um, com community events or city events. I can't remember what the 4th of July one is called, but we have our fireworks out here at Frontier Park. Frontier Park is here in North Prosper, so it's right across the street from Light Farms. Um, Really important to kind of highlight Light Farms because they've got two elementary schools in Light Farms that feed into that are Prosper ISD schools, even though they're in Salina. But I should point out that this part is also Light Farms, but that part of Light Farms is Salina ISD. Like, it's a little confusing. So, as another reason to have a realtor on your side as you start to create a short list about where you want to live in Prosper, the lines, a little funny. They're a little funny. So, let's take you down and show you how and where Prosper does our stuff. Here we go. We are at Children's Health Stadium. This is the Prosper ISD football field, soccer field for varsity, our varsity teams. This is really cool, and like I just pointed out, let me see which way can I go. Light Farms, and they've got a little rental district. Light Farms is right across the street. All right, Light Farms again, a really a really important neighborhood. Has become a real staple here for Prosper ISD. Um, the only Light Farms is the only neighborhood that has their own. Uh, they have their own restaurant, and so let me take you there real quick. Where am I trying to go? Let me zoom in a little bit. The Nook, I think. Here we are. Yeah, let's drop you right in front of the Nook. I'm pretty good with a map. So, all right, here's their kind of community center, and this is like right in the middle of the neighborhood. That community center is where you go in. They, have their lifestyle director. Listen to that word. If you're looking for a community that offers a lifestyle director, has community events, 100 plus a year, that's big for you. Here's the Nook. Big menu there. Um, Good food. It's a little watering hole as well. Got a little bar in there, and right on the other side of the Nook, they've got their weight room, one of the community pools. This lawn is really popular because they have lots of community events out there, just kind of like they do um, at Winsome Ranch in their lawn. Inside the community, you've got Light Farms Elementary. You've got another elementary school in Boyer. Um, Here we go. There's Light Farms Elementary. Now, not every community has basketball courts. Light Farms has basketball courts. They got homes starting in the 600s. They may have something down in the in the high 500s right now. There's all your tennis and pickleball courts right here as well. The really special thing about Light Farms, it's definitely going to be the location because um, they are right there across the street from Frontier Park. The high schoolers, let me zoom out a little bit. If you're a high schooler and you live in Light Farms, you got it pretty good. I zoomed so far out because you're not far from Prosper High School. All right, so a couple neighborhoods that feed into Prosper High School. Light Farms is right there. Tanner's Mill is right here, just to name a couple. But that campus is it's big, it's beautiful, it's the OG. Um, and all this up here is Light Farms. They just cross the street, cross Frontier Parkway, and they're at school. Um, I've got to point out a little bit more about this area here, Frontier Park. Yes, we have the stadium. That I say we as in Prosper ISD. That is Prosper ISD's stadium, not the town of Prosper. Another thing that Prosper ISD owns is this natatorium. Okay, so here's the natatorium. Let's see if I can swing around. Now, again, the natatorium is actually where our students, our high schoolers, they practice there for, of course, the water sports, but also where the elementary schools send our students for, I guess they call it swim week. It's really just the um, third graders. They spend 1 week here. Okay, they go here, they learn pool safety, water safety, and it's really important. Prosper ISD is a first class school district, and here's the proof. Friggin' natatorium. I remember when they were building it, I was like, "What the heck is that?" Um, couldn't believe what I was seeing. Um, don't, all right, we're doing this. All right, so kind of getting back into the rest of Frontier Park. Frontier Park has I mean, geez, played a lot of games on these softball fields, the baseball fields, both kids, not me, I'm talking about my kids, the baseball fields, the softball fields, flag football on these fields here. Um, we've fished at this pond. They have the Prosper, what is it, like the trout fishing fishing tournament. They stock this thing with trout every year, and pretty cool event. Very crowded. Not my kind of fishing. Um, and again, all the flag football. Spent many Saturdays walking these fields, these soccer fields right here. Both of my kids played soccer there. Very fun. And guys, like total vibe for you if you live in in the Lakes of Prosper, or what are the community names? Prosper Trail and the and Prosper Lakes here. These couple of communities right here. You, you just take your golf cart and you ride into and you ride into Frontier Park. I mean, it is really cool. Um, None of which is all that far from Prosper High School. And I mean, geez, this is the new HEB on the same corner. So this new HEB right here, and the new McDonald's and this whole shopping center and stuff. This is right here on the same corner as Frontier Park, Light Farms. This is not far from Legacy Gardens and Star Trail, which is right on the other side of the Dallas North Tollway. Now, I'd be a bad realtor if I didn't show you the newest development that is slated to come to Prosper, and it's going to be right here on the tollway, on the Dallas North Tollway, on 35 acres here. It's called Prosper Arts District. Um, Prosper Arts District is going to be special. You've seen how we do mixed use developments here, live here, work here, play here. Now Prosper is getting one of these, and it includes Four Diamond Hotel. It includes restaurants, apartment buildings, a supposed wedding venue, and um, yeah, it's supposed to be really awesome. It's supposed to be really high class as well. So that's going to be really cool. Um, what else am I forgetting? So hopefully now that I label, so hopefully now that I'm kind of labeling the map, you can kind of understand a little bit about what it looks like, where in Prosper you may want to try to be if you can afford anything. Sweet. Uh, you've got options. It should then kind of become about what schools that you want to get your kids into. Now, we never truly know what our kids are going to do unless you have that one kid that is just very consistent in their messaging to you about what they want to do. If that's the case, you should know that the Prosper has the career and technical education certifications, and they've got a lot of different programs within the CTE categories, agriculture, and I mean, just look at all these. All right. So, something that I thought was absolutely nuts was, for instance, you may have seen this in another video of mine, their um, their culinary arts program. When we look at when we look at some of these videos, you should know that uh, these were probably produced by the students as well. Um, but uh, the thing that makes this so important is that you can typically live anywhere in the district and have your student apply to get into a specific program. But does it make it easier on you if you're actually zoned into that high school? I would imagine so, right? So, for instance, I don't think this has been updated to include the Richland High School. This is Prosper High School number 4 CTE programs, which are cybersecurity, cosmetology, and electrical engineering. Um, these are these are 3 programs that are offered uh, to the kids here in West Prosper, you know, because they're zoned to Richland. But if you live elsewhere, your student can apply to become a part of that program, and if they get accepted, then you know you'll have to work out the logistics. I am a parent ambassador of Prosper ISD. I truly believe in everything that they uh, not everything, but I truly believe in the direction that they're going. But let's talk about like some of the certifications that the kids are able to get just by being a student in this public high school. So we're not talking about tuition here. I mean, some of you that are viewing this may look at some of these certifications and say that's a $10,000 certification. Um, I can tell you that I spoke with a gentleman who was a father here in Prosper ISD. His kid was in engineering program here in Prosper ISD, and upon going and looking at colleges, he was actually a little bit let down by some of the colleges that they went and toured because certain colleges didn't have the same equipment that Prosper ISD did. The college he ended up picking, Alabama University. His son is on a full ride there, or at least a partial academic scholarship at Alabama in their engineering department. So not every college is going to have the capabilities that Prosper ISD has. So very good school district for getting the kids out into the real world already prepared with different certifications. So um, hopefully that's a gem for some of you guys that are trying to do some long-term planning. All right, the last thing that I kind of want to talk about is what neighborhoods you want to be in if you want to be close to a specific high school, as where all the kids are headed. So let's play the long game here. So let's start down south with Rock Hill High School. All right, Rock Hill, if you'll remember the map, it is this is kind of where we're at, south of 380 and far over here in McKinney. They actually bus their kids down here to Rock Hill. It's a little wild. Um, but I want to point out a really popular neighborhood, the neighborhood of Prestwick. It's going to be right here across from Rock Hill High School. Prestwick is um, a neighborhood that'll start in the 500s. They'll go up to 8 800 900. Um, really they'll stop around 800. Really beautiful homes. Lots of different builders built this community. It's completely built out. All right, so there's no new construction there. Here's kind of what one of the streets looks like. Lots of pride in the community. And then you've got pools, parks, playgrounds, fishing ponds. You got a school nearby. Yeah, yeah. All right, so we look here, another neighborhood, Westridge. This is a D.R. Horton community. Lots of homes in this part of Frisco and Prosper. The lines between Prestwick and Westridge are absolutely not there. If you're not from the neighborhood, you don't know where one neighborhood ends and the next one begins. All right, so here's a good look at the Prestwick and Westridge neighborhood. right here. Here's the high school. We're talking right across the street. All right. Now there's other Prosper ISD communities as well. A little bit further south. Prosper ISD kind of goes down toward Panther Creek. All right. Now let's talk about let's do Richland High School. All right. So we'll go clockwise. Richland High School, West Prosper. Very very happy to uh, have this brand new high school over here. Let's just do it. We talk about Winsong Ranch a lot. You can see from the satellite. I mean, they've got amenities galore. They've got lawns. They've got garden, um, pools, parks, playgrounds, fishing ponds, weight room, basketball courts, bocce ball courts, tennis courts. They really have all the amenities to make your lifestyle whatever you want it to be. Whatever you want it to be. Um, it's a phenomenal community, monthly HOA. Plenty of community events have taken place on this lawn. Um, and you can get in this communities, with the starting in the 400s if you're trying to get, for instance, into a villa or a townhouse. Um, or they go up to almost $3 million when we are talking about the half acre full custom homes built by Shattuck Custom, and these homes go back to 2014. All right, so really popular in West Prosper. Really popular. All right, next one. Let's go into Prosper High School. I'm going to take you to one of my favorite communities in the Prosper High School zone. It's going to fly under the radar, but I love it. I gave a little bit of love to Star Trail earlier. How about the Prosper uh, Trails of Prosper? And let's go here. I love this community. They've got a little soccer field right here. Again, more community amenities, homes that start from the 600s. Um, this is just good for getting out and walking. And these homes are going to be built in the 2000s. But as you get around the community, you really see that they've got these different pockets of amenities, just green space. You see this big, walking trail. It's a mature community with lots to offer, and honestly, it's not that far from Frontier Park as well. So there's a lot of places where people will use their golf carts to get in and out of the neighborhood when they're taking their kids to their flag football game. Hopefully, you can visualize the lifestyle I'm talking about. If you live here in the community, you just take the trail. You go fishing in the morning, go back home. Your kid's got a soccer game. Jump in the golf cart. You take this trail in. You park over here. You go to your kid's soccer game. They have a community. I'm sorry, Prosper has a big festival that evening, and it's right here in the parking lot of Frontier Park. Like it's just there's a day in Prosper. It can be pretty fun. There's actually two communities here, but they're I don't want to say they're essentially the same. They're two different HOAs, so they will feed right into Reynolds Middle School, which is just south of them on Coleman, and in Prosper High School as well. Um, Now, lastly, let's move over to Walnut Grove. Walnut Grove has a big area. I'll be honest, I pointed out Lakes of Lacima. That for me, as well as your other communities, Christie Farms and Mustang Lakes. That's going to be those are some communities that I really like if you want to get your kids to feed into Walnut Grove. I mean that's an established school. They were built in 2023 and it feels like they've been here for a lot longer because Their athletic department has won 3 state championships. They're, you know, one was in boys soccer, and I can't remember, pardon me, what the other two were for. But I will tell you that if you move into the eastern part of Prosper ISD, you're going to get a future high school here pretty within the next few years. It's a future middle school and a future high school going in the McKinney part of Prosper ISD. All right, here's Walnut Grove right here. Future high school going over there, and that's going to be high school number 5. And they're planning for high school number 6 to go like a mile north of Richland High School, which is right here. So lots of growth in Prosper. Now, guys, this is the most in-depth that I've ever gotten into Prosper, and it took me this long. Can you imagine what it's like to actually have boots here on the ground aiding your house hunt? This is why it's so important for you to reach out to me. No one knows Prosper like I do. Being a part of the schools and knowing where they're going and all that. So pick up the phone. You've got my number below. I've got a sick child at home. Thanks for spreading those germs, Prosper ISD. Um, but guys, I hope that you found real value in this. Be sure to check out my other videos on Prosper if this is a place that you are thinking about settling down. And looking forward to the next one. Whoop, whoop.